നാട്ടിലെ പഴയ ഹിസ്റ്ററിയൊക്കെ ചൊറിഞ്ഞു പോക്കി ഓരോന്ന് തട്ടിച്ചു നോക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങിയതാ കാലത്ത് മുതൽ.
ഇത് പണി 8 ആയിട്ട് തിരിച്ചു കിട്ടും കേട്ടോ. റവന്യൂ ഫോറസ്റ്റ് all will have a hard time.
Hey everyone, welcome back to ChaatNChat. My name is Josh.
My name is Miguel.
And we're watching Kishkindha Kaandam. This is part 3. So if you haven't seen 1 or 2 and you want to watch those before watching this one,
You go to the link in the description below. There you'll find a playlist for part 1, part 2. Come back and watch part 3. There you go.
yep. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing, sharing, and upvote the video by slapping the like button.
Attention, confidence. Ella earthige it can help. Also, conditions varsavunnundonu ariyanulla variyum koodiyanu.
I think his lying to him and giving him false memories would not help very much. It'll confuse him what's real and what's not.
Even I go there disguised as an old friend. Obviously with his help and consent.
ഞങ്ങൾ പോലും ഒന്നും അറിയാത്ത മട്ടിലാണ് നിൽക്കാറ്.
This is so bad.
ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഈ പേപ്പേഴ്സ് കോർട്ടിൽ മൂവ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടി വരും. അച്ഛൻ ഇതിനൊന്നും കോമ്പിറ്റ് ആയ ഒരു കണ്ടീഷൻ അല്ലാന്ന് കാണിക്കാൻ ഇത് മതി. പറ്റുവാണെങ്കിൽ അങ്ങനെ ഒരു സീൻ.
That should have been the exact reason he shouldn't even had a gun.
Exactly.
സാറ് ഇവിടെ പണ്ട് SHO ആയിരുന്നപ്പോഴല്ലേ അപ്പോൾ പിള്ളേരുടെ ഗൺ ലൈസൻസ് വെരിഫിക്കേഷൻ നടത്തി.
Oh, we're finally getting into this.
അപ്പു പിള്ളയെ മെന്റലി സ്റ്റേബിൾ അല്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ട് ആർമിന്ന് പിരിച്ചു വിട്ടതാ 16 കൊല്ലം മുമ്പ്.
And you gave him a gun 8 years ago.
മെന്റലി അൺസ്റ്റേബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരാളെ ഏത് വകുപ്പിൽ വെരിഫിക്കേഷൻ പാസ്സാക്കി ലൈസൻസ്
That's what I've been asking this whole time.
പിസ്റ്റർ അയാളുടെ തന്നെയാണെന്നുള്ള ലൈനിൽ പോകുന്നുണ്ട്. ഇത് നമുക്ക് ബോണസ് റിസ്ക്.
All will come back to them. Gonna sweep it under the rug.
വെരിഫിക്കേഷൻ സമയത്ത് അച്ഛൻ ഗൺ ലൈസൻസിന് എലിജിബിൾ അല്ലായിരുന്നു. സോ മെമ്മറി പ്രോബ്ലം പുറത്തു വന്ന
They all suck.
They all suck.
Well, yes, that's true.
I love how
That's
he said
underscoring, man.
I love how he said that.
Yeah. But I'm just worried that this is.
Oh, he's been doing his own like mystery board. And if he's been keeping detailed notes, even the notes about his grandson going missing.
Girl, you better get out of there before Dad gets home. Oh!
It's his gun. Oh, what?
Don't touch it!
Oh, man. Oh, no. Well, she found it. That means the gun that the monkey has is not his. Oh, what is she gonna do? Hopefully she put everything back.
Who's this? Who is that waiting in the
Doctor.
background?
ഇതാരാ ഇതിനകത്ത് കയറി?
He knows immediately.
നീയാ? എനിക്കറിയാം. കടകളി ഇറങ്ങാൻ.
Did she leave papers on the floor?
I hope that she took the gun.
She definitely had to take the gun.
അയാൾക്ക് ഓർമ്മയിൽ സൂക്ഷിക്കാൻ ഇഷ്ടമില്ലാത്ത കാര്യങ്ങളായിരിക്കാം അതൊക്കെ. ഇഷ്ടമില്ലാത്ത വാട്സപ്പ് മെസ്സേജസ് നമ്മൾ ചിലപ്പോൾ ഡിലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യില്ലേ?
Yeah.
He reads something, he's like, oh, I don't ever want to remember that.
അയാൾക്ക് ഓർമ്മയുള്ളത് എന്തൊക്കെ മറന്നത് എന്തൊക്കെയെന്ന് അയാൾക്ക് മാത്രമേ അറിയൂ.
That's interesting. He's looking on the bright side in some cases. He's like, well,
Yeah. He needed to hear that too, not just her. And he is so.
അതൊരിക്കൽ മാത്രം.
നീ അച്ഛൻ്റെ റൂമിൽ കയറി.
Yes. I have to live in this house too, and there's a gun.
yeah, but there's certain, like if he doesn't agree to it.
വന്ന അന്ന് തുടങ്ങിയതാണ് നിന്റെ ഷെർലോക്ക് ഹോംസ് കളി. നിനക്കും അച്ഛനെങ്കിലും ഒരു കുറ്റക്കാരനായിട്ട് കാണിക്കണം. അതിന് കുറെ കണ്ടുപിടുത്തങ്ങളും തിയറീസും.
This hammer was bound to drop.
And dude, how do you think you'll feel if?
ശരി അച്ഛൻ്റെ റൂമിൽ നിന്ന് കിട്ടിയതാ.
There you go, dude. And how do you think you'll feel if you find out that he killed your son?
അവസരം വന്നപ്പോൾ ഉപയോഗിച്ചതാന്ന് വിചാരിക്കാം. ഗഡ് മിസ്സിങ്ങിന്റെ ഒരു കൺക്ലൂഷൻ ആവുമല്ലോ. പക്ഷെ ഇത് മനഃപൂർവ്വം ഒളിപ്പിച്ച് വെച്ചിട്ട് മിസ്സിംഗ് ആണെന്ന് കള്ളം പറയേണ്ട കാര്യം എന്താ?
Yeah, that's true. Because he remembers, I think he accidentally killed the grandson.
I
That's
think
what
he did too.
And that's why he wants to try to make it seem like that the gun has been missing for a
while.
while.
And I think that he is unwilling to even consider that.
Yeah.
അജേട്ടൻ അതെങ്ങനെ കാണുന്നതെന്നും എനിക്കറിയില്ല. പക്ഷെ ഐ ബിലീവ് ഐ ബിലോങ് ഹിയർ. ഇവിടുത്തെ ആളുകളും പ്രശ്നങ്ങളൊക്കെ എന്റെയും കൂടിയാ.
You're part of the family.
You'd think that he'd want to find out what happened to his son more than anyone.
ഞാൻ വന്നിട്ട് അധികം ദിവസമൊന്നും ആയിട്ടില്ലെങ്കിൽ എനിക്കും തോന്നിയിട്ടുണ്ട് അവനോട് വേണമെന്ന്. അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് എന്താ പറ്റിയെന്ന് അറിയണമെന്ന്.
Right.
Yes.
And that's why she's Sherlock Holmes.
That's right, because
She's doing a great job at it.
yeah, and it's the secret that needs to be revealed.
His
The bigger
feelings
scene.
are getting in the way.
Yeah.
ഞാൻ എന്താ പോയി ചോദിക്കണ്ടേ? അപ്പുറത്ത് നിൽക്കുന്ന എൻ്റെ അച്ഛനല്ലേ?
Yeah. You're going to have to ask a tough question.
Did you kill your grandson?
Did you?
Are you hiding it?
Yeah.
മറച്ചു വെക്കണമെന്നുള്ളതൊക്കെ മറന്നുപോയിന്ന് നടിക്കാം. ആരും ഒരിക്കലും ഇതൊന്നും.
Man, he is like really gaslighting everyone.
Yep.
എന്തായാലും എന്തെങ്കിലും മറച്ചു വെക്കാനായിരിക്കുമല്ലോ ഇതൊക്കെ കത്തിച്ചു കളയുന്നത്. അതിൽ ചച്ചുവിന് എന്ത് പറ്റിയതാന്നുള്ളതിന്റെ ഉത്തരം ഉണ്ടായിക്കൂടെന്നേ ഞാൻ ചോദിക്കുന്നുള്ളൂ.
മതി.
Dude, you know that this is what the police would be asking, so you.
എൻ്റെ അച്ഛൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിലും അച്ഛനും അന്വേഷിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുക ചച്ചുവിൻ്റെ കാര്യം.
Oh, he knows.
അച്ഛനെ കുറിച്ച് തന്നെയാണ്. അച്ഛന് സംശയിക്കുന്ന അച്ഛനെ തന്നെ ആടും.
He probably should be.
Yeah.
എന്തെങ്കിലും തെറ്റ് മറന്നുപോയിട്ടുണ്ടോന്നറിയാം. ചച്ചു മിസ്സായതിന്റെ കാരണം അച്ഛനാണോന്നറിയാം.
Then he shouldn't be burning anything.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to find out what's happened, then don't burn
but
it.
it's kind of that whole madman thing of your mind is going back and forth from two different things.
നമ്മളിന്നല്ല സ്വയം മറക്കാൻ.
Yeah.
So,
ആ ചെയ്ത് മറന്നു കഴിയുമ്പോൾ വീണ്ടും അന്വേഷിച്ചിറങ്ങും അച്ഛൻ.
oh, he knows. He knows his son's not missing. He knows his son is dead. And he knows his dad keeps finding the answer over and over again.
ഓരോ പ്രാവശ്യവും ആദ്യമായിട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന പോലെ.
Oh, jeez, man.
That's why, and he knows everything. That's why he gets so mad that she's investigating and finding the burning clippings.
അയാൾക്ക് ഓർമ്മയിൽ സൂക്ഷിക്കാൻ ഇഷ്ടമില്ലാത്ത കാര്യങ്ങളായിരിക്കാം ആക്ച്വൽ റിയാലിറ്റിയിൽ നിന്നുള്ള ഒരു.
Yeah.
പക്ഷെ പോലീസ് റെക്കോർഡ്സിലും ന്യൂസിലൊക്കെ കാണാനില്ലാതെ പരാതി കൊടുക്കുന്നത് ഒരു ദിവസം വൈകി 20-ാം തീയതി രാത്രിയിലാണ്.
Yeah, was it his cover up? Did the mom? What if the mom accidentally? What? Is she still alive? Yeah, she's alive.
ചച്ചു ചച്ചു ചച്ചു.
What? What? So he left the gun in the forest. Chachu found it and started playing with it in the room and must have accidentally shot himself. And she stumbled in on it. Oh. No. Don't fight over a gun like that. Wow. Oh, God.
And
That is
then did
dark.
he come home to... And maybe he took care of it.
No, I don't know. He should never have had a gun.
Probably he blames...
I would blame that.
എനിക്കൊരു കുഴപ്പമില്ല എൻ്റെ കാര്യം നോക്കാൻ എനിക്കറിയാം.
He just forgot the chai. Where did they go? Or, oh.
Oh no.
Ravi, Ravi.
You gotta try to make her throw up.
He takes her to the hospital, leaving the boy there. Grandpa comes home, sees the little boy.
That'd be messed up, losing his wife and son all in the same night. Like his world just crumbling.
കുഴപ്പമില്ല പ്രവീട് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി ഞാൻ നാളെ വിളിച്ചോളാം ഓക്കെ ഏട്ടാ ശരി
So this whole time, he's been living all these years with this secret that he's had to keep to himself and dealing with that weight on his shoulders.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That explains so much about his character and why he's so reserved and quiet and kind of closed himself off.
But see, Dad
cleaned it up.
Dad cleaned it up.
Yeah. Because his dad takes on the guilt of himself because he thinks that he left his gun out for the kid to play, which is kind of what happened.
So he played along with the game at this point because
Both of them know and both of them don't want to remember, except his dad has the ability to forget.
Right.
But he has to remember all of it.
Right.
Jeez, and his dad going like nothing happened.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even know where his son is buried.
No. Has no idea where he put his son.
So he has to think, is my dad just playing a game to spare me, or did he really forget that quickly?
Right.
That must have been the first time he solved the case.
അബദ്ധത്തിൽ പറ്റിയതാണെങ്കിലും കേസ് മർഡറായിട്ടേ വരും. അവക്കിങ്ങനെ ഒന്നുകൂടി താങ്ങാനുള്ള ശേഷിയില്ല. നിന്നെ ഒരു കുറ്റക്കാരനായിട്ട് കണ്ടു കഴിയാൻ.
What? But dude, it was you? Oh man.
ഇപ്പം ഞാനല്ല ഹാപ്പിയാ. അതൊരു ഫ്രീഡം അല്ലേ? നമുക്കിഷ്ടമുള്ള റിയാലിറ്റിയിൽ മാത്രം ജീവിക്കാനുള്ള ഫ്രീഡം.
I guess if you look at it that way. The very first time his dad showed any sort of openness, softness.
അച്ഛൻ പറഞ്ഞതുപോലെ ആർക്കും ഗുണമില്ലാത്ത ചില സത്യങ്ങൾ.
And the burning is like burning. I mean, it's basically his son's cremation every single time if you think about it.
Interesting. Yeah, the memory of what happened. Yeah. But where did his son go? Like, he buried his son somewhere or did something. Like,
Yeah.
or maybe his son's ashes are mixed out there. Maybe the very, very first fire was his son.
ഈ യാത്ര നാഗ്പൂരിലേക്ക് എനിക്കും അജയേട്ടനും അറിയാം. കാണാൻ പോകുന്ന ചച്ചുവിനെ അല്ലാന്ന്. ചില കാര്യങ്ങൾ അങ്ങനെയാ. അഭിനയിച്ച് തീർത്തേ തീരൂ.
What's going to be the very end? I mean,
They just have to keep going until the end. They have to keep doing it. Because if they stop, then it's going to be questionable. Like, why are you stopping? Caution monkey with a gun on the loose. Whoa. And he's back. Oh, man, just caught and repeat. Whoa. I can't even. Wow. that was such a unique, interesting story. I've never watched a movie like this before. Like it was so good. It kept the suspense all the way to, because the whole time I was like, oh, it was the dad, like the grandpa, you know, and especially when it was the 2 bullets missing, we found the gun that he actually did have and all of this. I mean, I don't think it's him without responsibility with what happened. And I think that's the issue that I was thinking of, because when I first saw him burning, I thought he kept solving the case because he wanted to burn it and forget it because he felt so guilty that it was his fault. But that's not the case. He was like, my son or my daughter-in-law was guilty, and I don't want to live with the idea that I see you guys as the villains, so I keep burning it. But he keeps solving the case. But in reality, I thought he was going to feel guilty because it was his gun.
It was his gun.
And he didn't have it in a secure safe, like just a secret compartment that kids at that age are very vigilant.
Yes.
And so if they're watching Grandpa do everything and see Grandpa put it away in his closet or armoire or whatever, and that's also why maybe he starts getting really upset about people going into his room and stuff like that. Messing, because then he remembers, that's where he found his grandson dead, in the room with his gun out of the safe space. You know, it wasn't that safe, but anyway, it was really well told. I mean, I was just constantly like, maybe the monkey killed the kid. Maybe this happened. Maybe that. I mean, it was very, very, very good.
A lot of emotions for me. Some great acting, really good storytelling. I mean, really, really good.
Well, you know, for me, seeing the mom wrestle with her son with a gun, and just that immense weight that would be on her shoulders and all of that, I can't even, it was so hard to even watch that. Yeah. They only showed a fraction of a few seconds, you know, of her wrestling with that guy, and you know what happens, and you're just like, oh, that must be the worst feeling a mom could ever feel.
Yeah.
Is not, because is a bad feeling for a mom to lose a child, especially such a young child, so vibrant with life, but also being at the hands holding what did it in the end. I mean, it's so hard to even think of.
I mean, there's so many questions that I want to ask again also. It's and again, it goes back to, there's so many parts to the whole entire story. I mean, the police giving him a gun when licensing him when they should have never done that in the first place.
Could have saved the kid's life.
Yeah, you know, when the kid shot the monkey, you would have thought at that point, get the gun and really, really hide it away. Even if it was the guy who was constantly the daily question of the day guy, even if it was him saying, hey, I need to help you find a secure spot for this, you know, and doing that. And at least separating the bullets from it. I mean, that's the thing that often, you know, gun enthusiasts, you know, say, the easiest thing you can do is put the gun in one place and the bullet somewhere else, okay? Because not many times are you needing a gun that instant.
Well, he shouldn't have had a gun anyway.
And he shouldn't have had a gun in the first place.
So what I think might have happened is not that he didn't secure the gun after that, is that because he walked through the forest with the gun, and it could have been his normal thing, just in case he's in the forest and something happens, he needs a gun, right? But after the monkey incident, remember, the gun was just laying in the grass. So what I'm thinking happened is he was so concerned with his, you know, cleaning all this up and burying the monkey and all that sort of stuff, that he forgot the gun there. And because he has memory issues, he forgot that the gun was out there, so he didn't secure that. And then once he realized it was the kid's birthday, and he went in, and then the kid was still outside playing with some toy, but then he's probably goes back to the scene of the crime, finds the gun, and then starts playing with it. I mean, it is a little strange, because after the kid witnessing that gun just kill a living thing, for me at that age, I'd be scarred if I watched a monkey die in front of me, and I'd be scared of guns forever. I would never want to touch a gun ever again if I saw that what caused a monkey's death, because that would be traumatizing for me. So the fact that he would continue to play with the gun is just he obviously didn't learn a lesson. If it was actually him that killed the kid, I mean, we never saw the idea of him pulling the gun out of his back pocket and shooting a monkey and stuff. But anyway, this is very interesting because the whole monkey sort of part of this is almost that symbolism. Do you know this, like, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil?
Yeah.
In a way, that is Dad with dementia. Right? Because he's like, if I don't see it, if I don't speak it, if I don't hear it, it's almost blinding yourself to the senses with your memory.
Yeah.
And so...
And in a way, there are other characters along the way that are also playing those parts of the monkey story. So it's like, in a way, everyone, you just have to look at their character of which of these monkeys am I playing?
Yeah.
And, each of us has some element to it.
Even the cops at the station
Exactly.
that gave him the firearm, they're like, oh, we better not say anything about this. So they're like, keeping it shut.
Keeping it shut.
And the dad is like, I don't want to hear anything. Like, I don't want to hear any of this. Like, I don't want to hear what's going on, and I'd rather just be blind.
Right.
And then obviously then his son would be, basically the kid's dad would not want to see anything too. He's like, I'd rather not have to witness this. But unfortunately, he's carried this. But now he has someone that knows the secret, can share the burden with him. And is interesting.
That's a huge burden to share.
But at least it's not just one person anymore. And they can, when they're alone at home, they know that they don't have to worry about what they're saying, how they're saying it. But when he's in public, like, he always has to be very careful about what he's saying and all that, so it's like he better watch what he's saying. I mean, everything. This is so interesting because it's like you see this illness, dementia, as like this bad thing. And here they're like, it is bad. I mean, because ultimately it kind of did lead to how the gun was used in the end. But in reality, like, also and he doesn't have to remember it.
Right. And so the elements of the monkey, again, just to kind of play on that, it's not only about the incident that happened, but it's also about Dad's dementia.
Yeah.
If you think about it. So it just depends which thing you're talking about or in the moment, and which of those monkeys you're going to play.
Right.
And it's just, this movie was super.
It was a very really strong movie. See, the thing is, one thing about Malayalam movies is the story is always like the most important thing. Like, of all the movies that we've watched, like all the Malayalam movies, like they might not necessarily have the biggest budget and all that sort of stuff, but they put everything into the story and the writing. Like, I think it was very good. And also, like, man, the setting too was very beautiful. And the way they shot it and in the woods, and it just felt so down to earth.
And
like,
at the same time also, I think that it was a very believable story. Okay. I mean, all of the elements, nothing felt very contrite. And we often complain about this in some of these mysteries and so forth. It's like, well, why aren't the cops just doing this and everything? I thought that they were doing a very good job. They were on it. They were always trying to figure out. They were, and it all started off with just that, hey, we got to retrieve this gun. Okay. And it really set the tone that they were on it, that we're going to show up before noon at your house to get that gun.
Oh my gosh. I just thought of something.
What?
When he was coming home from being at the station, from getting married, right? When he was coming home and saw all the police and all that at the very beginning when they just signed the license, do you think that maybe he would have thought that they found the body? And when they found the skeleton of the monkey, he probably thought that that was his son finally, because how many mortuaries has he been to? And he knows that it's not his son, because he knows that if it was his son, they would have been cops all around his area, because the son's buried somewhere around there. And so when they found the monkey's body, I'm sure so if we go back and watch that scene, I bet you that is when he is actually scared. And that's why he pushed so far to try to get over there. And he's like, who is it? What is it? What is it? What's going on? And stuff. And then he probably is like, this is it. This is where they find my son's body. And now going back and thinking about all of those scenes, it's like, I'd want to go and watch his face through all of it.
And the thing is then at that point, the secret then starts unraveling even further for Dad's dementia.
Well, but at that point, that becomes a very small plot point, considering they just found a body. I mean, dementia is like that getting out as the secret is the least of anyone's worries.
It's going to be all tied to his gun.
Yeah,
at that
but
point. And
still, again, when you have a kid on the hands, like, a dead child. So Anyway, I thought it was really good. I think I'm gonna have to watch it again now that I know, because this is one of those movies that it's a mystery thriller, but the thing is that after knowing the end, it makes it that much better to go back and rewatch it, because first of all, it's really hard with so much story trying to read the subtitles and understand what's going on, and so many new names and all that sort of stuff.
And catch all the movements of people and
so
stuff like
now
that.
that we know everything, and if we go and rewatch it, now we know how it all unfolds, so we can be more aware of like who plays which part and all that sort of stuff. See the subtle hints in everyone's faces and emotions because they were there. You know, and so imagine this too. He not only has to go into the morgue to pretend that he thinks that it might be his son, but how many dead children has he had to witness in his time? And he knows it's not his son, but he's still going to the morgue and he's seeing this death and he has to relive it. It's not something he can forget, because every time he gets a phone call of someone saying that he has to come identify a body, it reminds him he's never going to be able to move on. And that's the thing, is with a death, you always try to find something that can get you to move on. Yes, remember the loved ones and all that sort of stuff, respect them and remember them that way, but you have to find a way to move on with your life. He's never, ever going to be able to do that because of this ruse, and every single phone call, regularly, he's going to have to go play this game. And when he's out in the public, he knows when people look at him, they know, because it's a small community. They all know that his son is missing, so they're going to ask, oh man, I could go on and talking about this, but
this is one of those movies, very well done, very story, the visuals, the acting. So I'm going to give this a 10.
I'm also going to give it a 10.
It's very, very good.
Well done. Absolutely. I mean, I'm just a little disappointed in myself for not watching it soon enough, because this has been out for a couple of years. And I'm just like, how have I not seen this movie yet? It was so good. Like, this is definitely, I could recommend this to so many people, because I mean, this is a genre that I absolutely love, and I mean, it just kept you just right up until the very end. Oof. Anyway, thank you so much for the recommendations, because I have seen it in the comments, and it has been a while since we've seen a Malayalam movie, so we definitely needed to watch one, and this was such a perfect one to jump into. So thank you so much for that. And let us know in the comments, you know, what did you think? Like, throughout this whole movie, what were your biggest, because for me, I never left the idea, well, no, I guess I did a couple times, but I was always had this thing in the back of my mind that it was the grandpa that killed the kid. And right up until even when he was burning it, I'm like, he did kill him. So anyway, I'm curious to read the comments. What did everyone think, like, throughout the movie? Who did you suspect, like, the entire time, and how did you think it was going to unravel? Because I would love to hear what you guys thought. And I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please consider taking a moment, subscribing to the channel, sharing the video, and upvote it by slapping the like button.